Padma Shukadiplantu Ashtottar Shatu Shri Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ananda Koti Vaishnav Vrindati Grantharaj Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Ki Shamaveto Bhakta Vrindati Gaur Premanande. All glories to the Assembled. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shuddhavadi Sri Radha-Londonisvara Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, 10th Canto, Chapter 13, Text 43. First of all, I want to express my happiness in being here in Sri Radha-Londonisvara Temple. I'm very happy to be with you all this morning. It's a pity that my visit this time is very short, so I could come only for just a short visit, just for the morning class, but I look forward to spending more time here. And I'm very, Janita, I was very impressed with the new altar. It was beautiful. Anantacharya Prabhu is a hey. Hare Krishna. Very nice. Thank you very much. You have done a beautiful job.
Vivo.
Evam eteshu bhedeshu chiram dhyatva sa atmabhu satya e katare neti gyatum neshte kathanchana evameteshu bhedeshu chiram dhyata sa atmabhu satya ke katare neti gyatum nishte kathanchana evameteshu bhedeshu chiram dhyatya sa atmabhu satya ke katare neti gyatum nishte kathanchana evameteshu bhedeshu chiram dhyatya sa atmabhu satya ke katare neti gyatum nishte kathanchana
Evametsu Vedeshu Siram Daya Jatmisa Atmabhu
Chiram Jatmisa Atmabhu
Satyam Ke Kathaleneti
Satyam Ke Kathaleneti
Yatam Nesti Kathanchana
Yatum Nishti Katanchana
Vameteshu Bhedeshu
Evameteshu Vedeshu
Ram Yatvasa Atmabhu
Chiram Jatmisa Atmabhu
Satyake Kataleneti
Satyam Ke Kathaleneti
Yatum Neste Katanchana
Yatum Nishti Katanchana
Evameteshu Bhedeshu
Evameteshu Vedeshu
Satyam Jatmasa Atmabhu
Chiram Jatmisa Atmabhu
Satyake Kathaleneti
Satyam Ke Kathaleneti
Nesti Kathanchana
Yatum Nishti Katanchana
Mataji,
Evameteshu Vedeshu
Evameteshu Vedeshu
Chiram Atmabhu
Chiram Jatmisa Atmabhu
Satyake Katareneti
Satyam Ke Kathaleneti
Yatum Nishti Katanchana
Yatum Nishti Katanchana
Evam Eteshu Vedeshu
Evameteshu Vedeshu
Chiram Atmabhu
Chiram Jatmisa Atmabhu
Satyake Katareneti
Satyam Ke Kathaleneti
Yatum Nishti Katanchana
Yatum Nishti Katanchana
Evam,
Evam,
in this way,
way,
Eteshu Bhedeshu,
Vedeshu Vedeshu
between these boys
between these boys
who are existing separately,
who are existing separately
Chiram,
Chiram,
for a long time,
for a long time
Dhyatva,
Yatva,
after thinking,
after thinking
Saha,
Saha,
he,
he,
Atmabhu,
Atmabhu,
Lord Brahma,
Lord Brahma,
Satya,
Satya,
Riya,
Riya,
Ke,
Ke,
Who, Katare,
Katare,
Who,
Who,
Na,
Na,
are not,
Not,
Iti,
Iti,
thus,
Thus,
Gyatum,
Yatum,
to understand,
to understand,
Na,
Na,
not,
Not,
Ishte,
Ishte,
was able,
Ego,
Kathanchana,
Katanchana,
in any way at all.
Nirvana,
Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Thus Lord Brahma, thinking and thinking for a long time, tried to distinguish between those two sets of boys, who were each separately existing. He tried to understand who was real and who was not real, but he couldn't understand at all. Please repeat after me. Thus Lord Brahma,
Thus Lord Brahma,
thinking and thinking for a long time,
thinking and thinking for a long time,
tried to distinguish
tried to distinguish
between those two sets of boys,
between those two sets of boys,
who were each separately existing.
who were each separately existing.
He tried to understand
He tried to understand
who was real
who was real
and who was not real,
and who was not real,
but he couldn't understand at all.
but he could not understand at all.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Brahma was puzzled. The original boys and cows were still sleeping as I have kept them, he thought. But another set is here, playing with Krishna. How has this happened? Brahma could not grasp what was happening, which boys were real and which were not real. Brahma was unable to come to any definite conclusion. He pondered the matter for a long time. How can there be two sets of calves and boys at the same time? Have the boys and calves here been created by Krishna, or has Krishna created the ones lying asleep? Or are both merely creation of Krishna? Brahma thought about the subject in many different ways. After I go to the cave and see that the boys and calves are still there, does Krishna go take them away and put them here so that I come here and see them? And does Krishna then take them from here and put them there? Brahma could not figure out how there could be two sets of calves and cowherd boys exactly alike. Although thinking and thinking, he could not understand at all. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Padamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jutapadapradam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sakrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishnam Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Evam eteshu bhedeshu chiram dhatya sa atmaku satya ke katare neti gyatu nishte kathanchana. Thus Lord Brahma, thinking and thinking for a long time, trying to distinguish between those two sets of boys who are each separately existing. He tried to understand who was real and who was not real, but he could not understand at all. Srila Prabhupada was translating Vrindavan. This is the last chapter that Srila Prabhupada actually translated before leaving this planet. And it was very amazing the way Srila Prabhupada was translating and giving the purport to the stage. Prabhupada was so weak. Actually, Prabhupada was preparing to leave this planet. And Prabhupada didn't practically eat anything for 2.5 months. Prabhupada's body was very, very weak. There was weakness, but there was no symptom. There was no any physical ailment as such. Prabhupada had some problem with his kidney, but otherwise Prabhupada's body was not really suffering from any disease as such. Prabhupada was just preparing to leave his body. He didn't eat anything for 2.5 months. Only once in a while he would take some fruit juice, but his body was very weak and very emaciated. Before that, Srila Prabhupada came to London for a short visit. Actually, a short visit, it was not deliberate. Prabhupada's visit was supposed to be London, then New York, then Gita Nagari, then Los Angeles, and then Hawaii. And Prabhupada was planning to go to Hawaii and stay there and translate Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. But unfortunately, when Prabhupada came to Bombay, Prabhupada's health condition deteriorated drastically. And Prabhupada then went back to India. Prabhupada also had a minor surgery when he was in London. And Prabhupada went back to India, and that time one could see that Prabhupada is now preparing to leave this planet. But although his condition physically was so frail, so weak, so emaciated, but Prabhupada was translating. He didn't stop translating. He continued to translate. Every day he would translate. So Prabhupada's condition was so frail, so delicate, that Prabhupada could not even turn to his side. We had to help him very carefully. Like, we just very tenderly helped him to turn to his side. And he couldn't sit up. He couldn't hold the microphone himself. Jayadita Maharaj often used to be there holding the microphone or the dictaphone to Srila Prabhupada. And Pradyumna Prabhu, Prabhupada's Sanskrit editor, Pradyumna Prabhu used to read the verse. Prabhupada was just lying on his bed, practically unable to even move to his side. But Prabhupada was still translating. Prabhupada would speak to the dictaphone, and while Pradyumna Prabhu would read the verse, Prabhupada would give the translation, and then Prabhupada would give the purport. And when you go deep into these purports, you can see like these are so profound. Like Prabhupada was actually speaking from that world, because Prabhupada was already transported to that world. As if Prabhupada was seeing Krishna's pastimes directly in his giving. Here we can see Prabhupada is actually thinking, Prabhupada is depicting the way Brahma was thinking. What was going on in Brahma's mind at that time, that is being depicted by Srila Prabhupada. This shows what an amazing personality Srila Prabhupada is. He would not, although he used the last drop of his energy in serving Krishna. His main concern was to translate Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. And he did that in a most wonderful way. Sometimes people say that Prabhupada did not complete the 10th canto, which Prabhupada very much wanted. But actually we can see that Prabhupada completed the 10th canto. The 10th canto is actually the Krishna book, with Srila Prabhupada's purport. May not be that elaborate purport, but Krishna book is Prabhupada's translation of the 10th canto with his purport. So Prabhupada translated the 10th canto for our benefit, and then he gave these 14 chapters with very elaborate purports. And this chapter is very wonderful chapter. Brahma stealing the cowherd boys and the calves. Actually, this is known as Brahma Mohan Leela. Brahma is bewildered by Krishna's Jogmaya. Sometimes people cannot accept it or cannot understand it. For example, the Madhva Sampradaya, they don't read these chapters of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. They can't accept that Brahma is bewildered, because Brahma is their Param Guru. Brahma is our Param Guru also. We coming from the same line. But Prabhupada gave a very profound understanding that Krishna can bewilder anybody. Brahma, after all, Brahma is a devotee of Krishna. And in order to enhance his pastimes, Krishna can act, Krishna can do anything. Even Brahma is bewildered, but does it does it minimize Brahma's position? No. It doesn't minimize Brahma's position, but it elevates Krishna's position. It establishes Krishna's position. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If anybody thinks that Brahma is equal to Krishna, no. Through this pastime it has been established that Krishna is the Supreme Personality. Some demigods may think that Brahma is the Supreme. Some individuals may think that Brahma is the Supreme. Some individuals may think Indra is the Supreme. Some may think Shiva is Supreme. But through his pastimes, Krishna is establishing the fact that no, he is the Supreme. And everyone else is subservient to him. Indra has been bewildered. Govardhan Leela. Brahma is bewildered through this pastime. Brahma Leela. Similarly, Lord Shiva has been bewildered. That chapter will of course come later on, when Lord Shiva fought with Krishna without recognizing Krishna's position. And then he was defeated. He ran away. And his dham, his abode Kashi was burnt by Sudarshan Chakra. And then he came to his senses. Oh, this Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, from our common sense, we can consider, how can Brahma be bewildered? How can Lord Shiva be bewildered? But this is Krishna's pastime. This is the potency of Yogamaya. Yogamaya can bewilder anybody. But why does she do that? She does that to enhance Krishna's pastime. To show the wonderful relationship that Krishna has with his devotees. Brahma is bewildered, but then he came back to his senses. Then he is begging forgiveness, and Krishna says, fine, don't worry. But what is Brahma's position? Brahma was not still satisfied. So Brahma goes to perform austerity. And then Krishna appears to him, says, why? What happened? I told you not to worry about it. It's okay. Then Brahma says, no, I forget your position due to my thinking how exalted is my position. Being proud of my position as Brahma, I forget your identity. So Brahma is seeing that it is his defect that he becomes proud because he is Brahma. So Brahma prays that in your next pastimes, you do not allow me to be born in an exalted situation. You allow me to be born in a very, very fallen situation. Then Krishna says, fine. And in the next pastime, Brahma came as Haridas Thakur, born in a Muslim family. So humble. He would not even go into the temple of Jagannath. He would not walk through the main street thinking that if his shadow touches the pujaris, the pujaris will become contaminated. So humble. He doesn't go to the temple to see the darshan of Lord Jagannath, to get the darshan of Jagannath. From a distance, he sees the flag and the chakra of the temple and he offers obeisance. But although Brahma or Haridas Thakur doesn't go to see Jagannath, Jagannath himself comes to see him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu every day used to go and give his darshan to Haridas Thakur. So this is the loving exchange between the Lord and his devotee. The devotee maintains a very, very humble position, very humble attitude, but the Lord goes out of his way to embrace him. So this wonderful pastimes of Brahma Mohan Leela, Brahma is bewildered. Brahma actually committed an offense. Brahma could recognize that this little boy is his Lord and Master, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That day, that morning, Krishna went with his cowherd boys and the calves to tend the cows. Krishna was just a little boy, 6 years old at that time. And at the age of 6, he is given the charge to take care of the, he is given the responsibility to take care of the calves. He is too small to take care of the cows. So the little boy can take care of the little calves. So that is his responsibility. And he and his friends, they have gone out to take care of it, to tend the calves, to graze the calves in the field. And on the way, they came across Aghasura. Aghasura, one accomplice of Kamsa, was determined to kill Krishna and Balaram. And then he thought that if he could kill Krishna, then Balaram would naturally die because Balaram is so attached to Krishna. And so he assumed the form of a snake, a python, not an ordinary python, a huge, gigantic python. So big that as he opened his mouth and stood there, lay there, with his mouth wide open, the boys thought that it is a mountain cave that they newly discovered. They never seen this cave before. They were excited. Oh, we discovered something. So let's go and see what's inside. And they walked into Aghasura's mouth, along with the calves. And Krishna could understand that this is a demon, Aghasura. But he was worried. I don't know what to do. All the cowherd boys have entered into Aghasura. And Aghasura is just waiting for Krishna to enter, and then when Krishna enters, he just close his mouth and swallow them all. So finally Krishna decided, he devised a method, devised an idea, and finally he entered into Aghasura's mouth. And as soon as Krishna entered into his mouth, Aghasura just closed his mouth. And already the cowherd boys and the calves were inside his belly. But Krishna expanded himself into such a large form that he got stuck in Aghasura's throat. Although Aghasura assumed such a gigantic form, but Krishna expanded into a form which is impossible for him to swallow. And not only that, he started to emanate an incredible amount of heat from his body. And Aghasura, with Krishna stuck on his neck, stuck on his throat, and this incredible heat emanating from his body, Aghasura felt that his life was leaving his body. He couldn't stay in his body anymore. He started to writhe in pain. And then finally, Aghasura wanted to go out, but his soul couldn't leave the body. So all the holes are blocked. Neck is blocked through Krishna, and so he couldn't leave his body. So finally, he just left his body through the brain center. There is a hole in the brain center, or a delicate portion just top of the brain. The yogis usually leave their bodies through the brain center when they achieve the spiritual perfection. And Aghasura, the demon, achieved the position what the yogis usually achieve after their spiritual perfection. And then Aghasura's soul left his body, and it started to hover on the space, waiting for Krishna to come out of his mouth, of his dead body. Then finally Krishna came out with all the cowherd boys and calves. And as soon as Krishna came out of his mouth, Aghasura's soul merged into Krishna's body, entered into Krishna's body. So Brahma at that time happened to pass through that area, flying on his swan. Brahma saw the whole happening. And Brahma started to wonder, who is this? The Aghasura was such a terrible demon that even the demigods used to tremble in fear just by hearing his name. Demigods couldn't do anything to Aghasura. He was so powerful. He was more powerful than the demigods. And this little boy killed Aghasura so effortlessly. And then Aghasura's soul entered into his body. And he started to wonder who this 6-year-old boy is. So he considered that maybe this is my Lord Narayana. So he started to watch Krishna. So after that, after killing Aghasura and reviving all his friends and the calves, Krishna went to the bank of Jamuna and they all sat down and let the cows, let the calves graze. And then he was just, Krishna was just having a picnic with his boyfriend at the cow. They all pulled out all the food that they had. Different boys brought different food from their house. Their mother packed for them to eat during the day when they would be away from home. And they were having picnic and they were having a lot of fun also at the same time. Like some boy took a bite of something and he found it to be so tasty that he offered it to Krishna. Krishna, it's so delicious. Please have this. And Krishna also, with great delight, took the food, which was contaminated by his bite. It was juta. Like he is taking the food that has been touched by or eaten by somebody. Krishna is effortlessly eating that, joyfully eating that. And then some boy was stealing prasad from Krishna's plate, telling Krishna, look at that bird. And when Krishna looked there, he just stole the food from his plate. And in this way they were having a wonderful childish exchange among themselves. That actually bewildered Brahma. Brahma considered that my Lord is not going to take somebody else's contaminated food. My Lord will not act like this. In Vaikuntha, Narayan never acts like that. Nobody can ever dare to think that Narayan, nobody even dares to think to act towards Narayan in this way. So that is what actually bewildered Brahma. And Brahma thought, okay, let me figure out who this is. So he decided to steal the calves. He stole the calves, and then all of a sudden the cowherd boys noticed that none of the calves are in sight, nowhere to be seen. And they were already eating their food, so they were in anxiety, they were about to get up and look for the calves. Krishna said, don't worry, I'm going there. Maybe they have gone inside the forest, so I'll go and bring them, so you'll carry on taking your food. So Krishna went to look for the calves and he couldn't find the calves. But then in the meantime, when Krishna was gone, Brahma stole all the cowherd boys and took them took the calves and the cowherd boys and put them in a cave. And in the meantime, when Krishna looked around, Krishna came back, he found the cowherd boys are also gone. And then Krishna realized that this was Brahma's doing. He said, okay, fine. You are trying to check me out? Check me out. So Krishna expanded himself into as many calves and as many cowherd boys, and he continued his pastimes. Now our one moment is Brahma's 1 year. So our 1 year is Brahma's 1 moment. Brahma's 1 moment is our 1 year. So after putting the boys there, when Brahma looked back, he found that all the calves and all the cowherd boys are there, just as before. They are sitting on the bank of Jamuna having a picnic in the same way. So Brahma was surprised. Now what actually happened, it was exactly after 1 year. That was the same day when the cowherd boys were there. That was the same day because that is the day when Balaram did not go to the pasturing ground to take the cows. Because that was his birthday and Mother Rohini wanted him to stay at home. So that day also, 1 year after, it was same day, Balaram's appearance day, and Mother Rohini wanted Balaram to stay at home, and Krishna was having his pastimes with his cowherd boys and the cows. Brahma was completely amazed to see that, and that's what is happening here. Brahma is thinking, I said, the same set of boys I have taken and kept them in the cave, and the same ones are here. Are these two different sets of boys? Or is it when I came out of the cave, Krishna took this boy and then what did Brahma see? That will come afterward. Brahma saw that all these boys are actually expansions of Krishna. They all are Narayans. Brahma knew one Narayan, and here all these boys are all Narayans. All the calves are all Narayan. So in this way Krishna performs his pastimes. In inconceivable way. And what is impossible for Krishna? Krishna can do anything. That's why he is Krishna. That's why he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nothing is impossible for him. He can expand himself into unlimited forms, as he does. The jivas are his unlimited expressions, and his incarnations are also unlimited. So nothing is impossible for Krishna. So Brahma came to his senses, and Brahma felt extremely repentant. Oh, what did I do? I offended my Lord. I failed to recognize him. It's not, of course, Brahma's fault, because Brahma's relationship with Narayan is in awe and reverence. But here Krishna is performing his pastimes with his friends in sweetness, madhurya. Then Damodara Ashtami has been pointed out that those who approach him through awe and reverence will fail to recognize him. Only to his devotees who have developed an intimate, loving relationship with him, spontaneous love for him, only to him, only to them, his identity is revealed as the son of Nanda Maharaj in Vrindavan, Krishna. So that is the unique aspect of Krishna's pastimes. He is not the Supreme Personality of Godhead in Vrindavan. He is a cowherd boy. And in this way he is allowing everybody to develop a very, very intimate relationship with him, which is not possible in Vaikuntha with Narayan. Because awe and reverence acts as an obstacle. Krishna is God, Narayan is God. How can it approach him? How can anyone develop a relationship like that of a friend with him? How can one treat him as his son? How can one treat him as his lover? In Vaikuntha, these relationships, friendship, parental and conjugal, are not available. It's available only in Vrindavan. Why? Because by the advent of Yogamaya, Krishna's identity as the Supreme Personality of Godhead has been covered. Yogamaya is covering Krishna's identity as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Krishna is playing the role of a little coward boy. There he is not God, but there he is son of Nanda Maharaj. And therefore, devotees, those who have developed their love for him, is allowed to develop this, fulfill their loving relationship with him. A very special loving relationship, friendship, parental and conjugal. And out of these three, predominantly conjugal. Krishna is the lover and his devotees are his beloved. And they have a loving exchange, just like that of a young boy and a young girl. So that's why Brahma couldn't recognize him. That's why Indra couldn't recognize him. So in this way, Krishna performs his pastimes, and we are very fortunate that by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy and then by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, these unique aspects of Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan has been revealed to us. Had Srila Prabhupada not have come and revealed it to us, we would never understood. We would never have any access to this pastimes. Srila Prabhupada came and clarified. This is the most intimate loving relationship available to a living entity with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we have the access to that. But the access is not going to be direct. We cannot say, Krishna, I'll become your friend. We cannot say, Krishna, I'll become your father or mother. We cannot say, Krishna, oh, I'll become your lover. A gopi in Vrindavan. No. It is not up to us to decide. It is up to Krishna to award. Krishna will award, but at least we have the access to this pastime. But how do we have access to the pastimes? How do we have the proper understanding of this pastimes? Through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And all we have to do is just become engaged in serving Sri Chaitanya. We have to become a devotee of Sri Chaitanya. We have to serve Sri Chaitanya. And by serving Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then the gate of Vrindavan will be opened. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna has come in order to distribute that mercy. We do not have to directly try to enter into Vrindavan, thinking that I'll be this or I'll be that. The servant cannot decide for himself, but the master can award a very special relationship to the servant. The servant cannot become the friend of the master, but the master can make his servant to become his friend or treat him like a friend. And this all happens by the arrangement of Yogamaya. It is Yogamaya who will enable us to enter into Krishna's pastimes of Vrindavan. And then Vrindavan means one of these three relationships: friendship, parental, conjugal. So it's our great good fortune that Srila Prabhupada has created for us. And now we simply have to be loyal to Srila Prabhupada and be loyal to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement, and the rest will automatically happen in the course of time. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Bol Premanande. Does anybody have any question? Yes.
Please can you enlighten us as to whether the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is a Shruti or a Smriti Vedic literature, and why, considering it's on the pastime of the Lord?
Yeah. Generally, you see, the direct Vedas are the Shruti, because by hearing they have been received. And Smriti is what is understood. So Upanishads and other subsidiaries are the Smriti. So in that respect, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam falls in the category of Smriti. Hare Krishna. Yes, Krishna Govinda.
Thank you, Maharaj, for the wonderful class. I wanted to ask a question. Prabhupada's books, he mentions a lot about Brahma and its duration of time, and that Brahma, there's a Brahma for every universe. Also, is there Lord Shiva for every universe? And is
Yes, yeah. That is Lord Shiva's expansion as Rudra.
Okay.
Is there in every universe.
Yes. And is this duration of time the same as Lord Brahma? Is this duration of time the same as Lord Brahma?
As long as the universe lasts.
Yeah, okay.
See, Lord Shiva appears in the universe through Lord Brahma, like as Rudra. Yeah, that, general standard is everywhere the same. It's same everywhere, in every universe. Yes. But Sadasiv is beyond material creation. He is in the spiritual sky.
And there's just one Sadashiv.
Yeah. Yes.
I have a question. I'm not sure I can formulate it clearly. But you said that even Lord Brahma got bewildered with Krishna. Does it mean that Yogamaya acts equally on demigods and on Jesus? Because so what kind of chances are that?
With the demigods or jivas, it will depend. When it is a bewildering aspect, out of ignorance, when somebody is averse to Krishna, then she is not Yogamaya. Then she is acting as Mahamaya. And as Mahamaya, she is punishing the living in the material nature. Whereas as Yogamaya, she is helping the living entities to enter into Krishna's pastimes. The same Maya, Krishna's energy, those who are averse to Krishna, to them she is Mahamaya, and those who are devoted to Krishna, she is Yogamaya. An example can be given like the police. The same police. To a thief, is an object of fear. And when he sees the thief, he beats him up. Right? But to a peace-abiding, peace-loving, and law-abiding citizen, the same policeman ushers him to the king. The policeman is the same, but he has two aspects depending upon the individual's nature. Hare Krishna. There was one hand, yes.
Maharaj,
I don't.
Maharaj, these pastimes of Krishna are very intimate, and how can we enter into these pastimes? Because we can read them and we can intellectually understand them and analyze them intellectually. But how can we really enter into them with our heart?
By being submissive to Krishna. You see, we have only two options open to us. To be submissive or to be averse. Those who are averse to Krishna, they will be taken away from Krishna. They'll never be able to enter into Krishna's pastimes. They'll remain in the material nature. But those who become attached to Krishna, and due to that attachment, they surrender to Krishna, develop their loving relationship with Krishna. It may not be direct, but even the attitude of submission, the attitude of surrender, will enable him to get close to Krishna. So that's why Krishna's pastime, you see, Krishna is saying, here I am. Through his pastimes, he is just revealing his identity to us. And then it's up to us how we are going to accept him. Like we can see, Krishna is there. Although Krishna is there, Duryodhana is extremely inimical to us. Whereas Arjuna is completely surrendered to him. So, Krishna is there, but two different individuals are reacting in two different ways. Those who surrender to Krishna, they become blessed by Krishna. And those who go against Krishna, they are taken care of by Jogamaya, by Mahamaya. Thank you. How are you?
I'm
Seeing after a long time.
Yes.
You're still in the temple? Or live outside?
Yeah, I come regularly.
Regularly.
Just a small amount of service.
Okay.
It's very nice to see you, Maharaj.
Nice to see you too.
Very, very beautiful singing this morning. Thank you very much for your kindness. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Jaina Thakur.
Maharaj, there's a question from the internet. Devotee wants to know how come Aghasura, since they were a demon, how come they got liberated?
Yeah, that point has been clarified as the mercy of the Lord. That if even one is killed by the Lord, he gets a special benefit because he has been killed by the Lord. No ordinary living entity will be even touched by the Lord, but to speak of being killed by the Lord. And so this is the benefit of Asura Parinahata. Generally they achieve Sajuja Mukti. He is blessed in a way, but what did he get? He didn't get pure devotion. He merged into Krishna's body. There are two types of Sajuja. One is Brahma Sajuja and the other is Paramatma Sajuja. Merging in Brahman, merging in Brahman. So it's a kind of a benefit that one is derived. Like the father chastises the son, but then he rewards him also. He feels bad. The son was naughty, he smacked him, but then afterwards he feels bad and then gives him a sweet. Thank you. Yes?
Guru Maharaj, just related to that question, with the type of liberation that Aghasura got, is that permanent or will he fall down from that? So it's a Paramatma.